Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Backpack Trader Training Room for Thursday, October 6th. Please note the required risk disclosure. This room is for educational and informational purposes only. It is not to be considered individual financial advice. This type of trading should only be undertaken with capital you can afford to lose. All right. Market opening in less than a minute. YM has gone too far, so we'll look for a new setup there. We have a get in sync setup, a get in sync long setup on soybeans. Although the trend looks like it's down this morning, but we will see. It looks like it's probably going to bounce down, may very well bounce down some more and stop out this trade. So we'll see what happens there. Crude has been slow going about things this morning. Yep. Soybeans bounced out of that trade, so looking for a new setup there. YM stopped out of its pre-market trade, looking for it. There is a new setup right there on the YM. 80 short at 187, it looked like. Yes. And only 3 that likely is not tradable. Only 3 seconds from setup to the next bar. And money management target one stopping out. There is a long trade. I would take that up to I'd leave it at 02 now. Too fast to get your order in early, but now it's got plenty of time to get in. And there you are. You should be in that trade at 202. Oh, just missing money management. No, a little bouncing off the 200 EMA. That's a setup that I'm using that Troy's not. The 200 setup off the 200 EMA at 189. That's going to be a stop and reverse, so it goes to 187, and it's still long. Long setup on soybeans. That's our second attempt at a reversal after a strong move down. All right, Russell, no trades yet. The YM hit the original target one on the long trade. So that is going to be a one and done session. Stop and reverse adjustment keeping us out of this short trade. Just missing target 2. Target 2 at 63. Looks like we got to 62 twice. So I would take profit at that point if you're trading target 2. And the stop would be 37. Looks like we just stopped. This trailer just stopped out. So the YM is done. Trade too fast. Blue trade too fast. Dark blue trade short too fast. And we picked up the long trade. Avoided the stop and reverse. Hitting target. Strong target 1. That's a big trade. 39 tick target 1. And somewhere around 25 to 30 ticks for target for the trailer. Solid performance on the YM this morning. The Russell with a long trade. 3 seconds. 5 seconds. Oh my. 11 seconds. That might be avoidable, but I will take it as a full loss. Soybeans did not trigger the long. That canceled. We now have a short right at the session low. 31.75. I pushed that down to 31.25. Make it get around that session low. That's going to push your money management down to 49.75 to get your 6 tick minimum. So you have 2 positions at target 2 at 49, 349 even, 13.49 even. But that has not triggered in yet. Okay, that long is definitely avoidable on M2K. Good morning, Bob, Miles, Jeff, Pamela. Please do say hello if you come into the room. That's the only way I know who's here. Yeah, 1 second. And 9 seconds later, we've already come through. And that's most likely avoidable. Most likely pull back before you got a chance to put your order in. That one will not take as a trade. Short now, 770.7. Definitely in that trade. Oh, I'm sorry. We are long, actually, on soybeans, because that did tick in at 54.50. So looking for my target 1 money management at 56.25. Soybeans trying to get to money management. The YM is one and done. Russell is short and trailing. Stop at 69.7, and that's where stopping out for a partial win. long trade. Well, plenty of time to get in, but it hasn't triggered yet. There it went. Just triggered at 70.7. All right. Crude. Had a trade too fast to catch. 901.22. And that trade was too early. So 901.22 too fast. Long trade. In this one, already we're trailing at 770.9 now, hitting target 3. So that is a full winner on the scalp target. 2 winners this morning, 1 loss so far. Soybeans hitting target 1 and target 2. Testing the 50 EMA. 7 and 12. So 19 ticks. And our stop is at 54.75 at the moment. Looking for target 3 at 38.50. Need 2 more ticks. So, looks like we probably got into this short. Unfortunately, that ends up stopping and reversing at 87.61. And hits money management at 73 and target 1 at 75. So 14 ticks there and stopping out at 62. That's not going to be enough to get us positive, so we need another trade. And unfortunately, that next trade, that's only a 7-second bar. You may not have had a chance to get into that, depending on how fast you could get in. I wouldn't be in a hurry to get in get in them, especially when they're right around those all 3 moving averages right together there. It's liable to give you a head fake just like that. Strong winner here on the Russell. 5 points now on the trailer at 75.7. We entered at 70.7. I'm going to assume the short was not tradable. Then this short triggers in. You had all that time to get the order in, so triggering in. Yeah, it would, even if you adjusted around the 20, you'd trigger in right there. And unfortunately, that goes for a full loss as well. So, losing session this morning on crude. Soybeans still at the break-even stop at the moment. Looks like it will head. And there's target 3 achieved on soybeans. And the trailer hasn't moved off of the break-even stop, and it's hit 3 targets already. 7, 12, and 16. 1935 ticks. Just shy of 9 points. And it looks like we're about to come to 55.50. 55.25 or 55.50. I'm suspecting it's 55.50 on the trailer closing this bar. But that definitely is going to be a POQ trade. All right, unleaded. See how it fared this morning. Wow. Russell really doing a number. 79.2 now for the stop. Trailing stop. 8.5 point gain on the current stop position on the trailer. The long cancels without getting in, but we actually do get in sync with the short. Which is unfortunate in that is going to go for a full loss. And we pick up another short. Yeah, lots of time to get into that. Probably tradable, and then that's another full loss. And a third full loss on the blue SMA long. Fourth loss. Yeah. I would definitely be standing aside after that certainly after the fourth one, but probably after the third one, which looks like it's in a sideways pattern there. But breaks out on the fifth trade, gives us a solid target 2 and a target 2 plus trailer. That trade would not be tradable. Well, I don't know. No, it never got back down to the entry before hitting the stop. Tough morning on energies. And the Russell finally did stop out at 79.2. And soybeans stopped out at 55.50. So soybeans is complete. Russell has 2 wins, 1 loss. Let's take a look at the MNQ and see where we are. And it was already in the long trade by the time we hit our start time with a 4-minute wait. I'm running Eastern time timestamps, but your exchange time is Central, so it would be an 8:30 start. And it looks like plenty of time to get in that. That would have been a beautiful trade. But not involved with our start time. However, now we're in a short with 8 seconds to enter. I would say very likely we're in this trade. So MNQ in the trade there. Got another 10 minutes to the 10 a.m. crude session. All right, 8:30 start, 8:30 Eastern time start on the pound Aussie. That trade is too early. This trade at 8:42 was a valid long trade. Got to money management, but not actionable target. Comes back for a break-even stop. On paper is a one pip win, but given the spreads this morning, it's actually about a 2.5 to 3 pip per position loss. Spreads were running 3.5 to 4 pips. And then we get our next trade is a short at 9:14. And that has a 11 tick target one. Normally we would take that, but given the width of the spreads at this point, it was still 3.5 to 4 pips. I would forego an 11 pip target, given that we're going to lose, 3.5 pips. So we're talking about an 8 pip win at target one, and just not worth the trade. So assuming target two is our first actionable target, this is another break-even stop out. Same situation. It's a 1 tick win on the stop out, but given the spreads and trade costs, it's actually a small loss. So this one will depend on how you have your trade plan written. Are you basically just taking spread as a cost of doing business? You're done. That's POQ. If you're actually taking spread into account in whether or not you're positive, you would be taking another trade, and that actually would be, well, that one's iffy, because that went through from setup, 13 seconds. Yeah, you've got a good chance of getting into that. That hit. Now, is it big enough? 4, 8. Okay, target 3 is your 12 pips. It's a little trade, and it didn't get to money management, and that's where the trade you're currently in. All right, the MNQ trade is a break even, then reversing to it's not a stop and reverse, but it then goes long. Yeah, in that for a full stop out. So we've got a break even and a loss. Russell with a break even on its long trade. Short trade has not triggered, but is still valid, because we have not gotten a cap line cross yet. And there is our cap. Well, actually, no, we haven't. The short trade is still valid if it comes down. If this closes up, we're going to get a crossover and we'll get a long setup. There's a long setup. That one you could have calculated and had in place. 77.7. Now the question is it going to give us a chance? There's a chance. There's your entry right there. All right, there is your trade setup on the pound Aussie. 12 pips to target 3. So yeah, still running 3.5 pip spread. So that small a trade, I'm going to be really leery of taking it with that big, with spreads that big. And we get the long and got us in and stopped us out. So 2 losses and now in a short from 74.3. And we also have a short on the MNQ at 81.25, 681.25. Movement in the Russell. Now, let's see. How is target 1? Nope. Target 1 is 1 tick shy of being enough to go break even. Our break even point is 72.9. 14 ticks. So we need one more tick to go break even. Bring the break even stop up. And there it is. So stop comes to break even at 74.2 and stopping out for another break even. Actually, well, it is 3 losses with 2 strong winners, so that does end the session. And now we get a good strong short. Target 2, so there's the scalp target on the MNQ. Break even at 681 even. Another volatile morning. Lots of movement going on. Giving us lots of chances. So that's a break even, a full loss, and a scalp win on the MNQ so far. M2K is done with 3 full losses. And a couple of minutes to our crude oil trade plans mini session start at 10 o'clock. 1 minute to go. And target 3 and target 4 on the MNQ. $20 seconds. And we're in our 10 a.m. session. Let's see where we go from here. 643.25 for the MNQ stop. Looking for first trade of the 10 a.m. session. Let's get those up somewhere close. 634.25 on the MNQ. Big winner here. No trade so far on the 10 a.m. crude session. Everybody's being quiet this morning. Nobody wants to talk to me, huh? 622.50 MNQ stop. Everybody's fascinated with the charts, I guess. Okay, there's your money management and 3 positions coming off at target 3. There's target 4 on the pound Aussie. 601.75 for the MNQ stop. That trade's not even completely on that 1/6 of the screen anymore. And a short on crude. Small trade, needing to get between target 2 and 3 for money management. So targets 3 and 4 will be our actionable targets. Entry was at 87.99, so 89 is our money management. Got as low as 90, 1 tick away, and now bouncing up again. $589.75 for the MNQ stop. A nice runner here. All right. So we got targets, 3 positions at target 3, target 4. Our trailer now is at 74.17 on the pound Aussie. From our entry at 74.11, so the trailer is actually going to get positive in this trade. And this definitely will be a POQ trade if you used it. And the MNQ stopping out. All right, doesn't look like we got a positive reading on the oversold. Nope. Never got a positive oversold, so we can't get a long trade here on crude. Still in the short. All right, we got money management. Stop to, we did not hit target, so I would keep my stop at the 88.1 that's plotted, 88.01, until we actually hit a target. At that point, I'd move it down to 87.98 if it doesn't come down further than that. Crude, a little hesitant on where it's going this morning. It hasn't decided yet. So 88.01 stop is still holding. And stopping out at 88.01. All right. Pound Aussie stop at 74.22. That's 11 pips at the moment. And bouncing up again off of the balance line. Let's see if it makes another leg up. If we can get through this swing level, that may make a solid move. And there is a stop and reverse, 88.11, because it would be 88.09 with a 2-tick stop and reverse. Key level is going to take it to 88.11. So that's going to be right there. That's going to push the money management up to 21. But so far, we're yeah, no, that's right. It's not, that's not a stop and reverse. So 88.07 is your entry. And 88.20 would be money management. But flat at the moment. Okay. And we did trigger long. MNQ with a long trade. I didn't see how quickly that hit the entry. When it went a tick beyond the entry, it looks like, or yeah, one or two ticks beyond the entry. And it's also hit the stop. So I'm gonna say that's an avoidable trade. All right. Long on crude. Short now on the pound on the MNQ. 74.34 for the stop on the pound Aussie. That has extended beyond target 4 now. All right. So we got a 2-tick loss, but we're down 4. Target 1 will definitely still be a POQ situation on crude. And there it is. That will be a POQ trade. 88.22 for 15 ticks. Looking for 88.31. And hitting that. So 2 targets, 15 and 24, 39 ticks. A solid session. And that is done on crude. MNQ with a full stop out. That is loss number 2. But that and the pound Aussie are the only. Nope, pound Aussie stopped out at 74.34. No, Jeff, I don't even think about trying to trade all 6 of these at the same time. Now, my morning routine is usually crude mini session at 9 a.m. Or I'm sorry, excuse me, pound Aussie starting at 8:30, crude mini session at 9, and the YM at 9:30 Eastern. So I usually don't have too much overlap, but trying to trade multiple charts at the same time. And yes, I chart trade almost exclusively. Yeah, definitely try to stagger my trade plans so that I'm not having to follow more than one chart at the same time, or not any more than 2. And of course, when I'm calling the room, I almost never end up trading the YM session, so because that's right when I start the room. So just too many things to keep an eye on. Usually, crude is done before I get to before the 9:30 session, 9:30 market open, and pound Aussie may or may not be going at the same time, but usually it doesn't move fast enough that it's a problem to keep up with, along with one other chart. Almost to me, almost the ideal place to be for me, since I lived in central time zone for 25 years. I actually think that really is the ideal place to be, because you're only 7:30 in the morning for it's 7:30 in the morning for the crude or the pound Aussie start, 8 a.m. for the crude start, 8:30 for your market indices, be it Russell or the YM, and then you're on with your day, and you've got most of the day that is yours. All right, MNQ with a long trade. Definitely had time to get into it and looking at this wick several bars in. Now that's another one of these big trades with the wick. Living on the West Coast, as Troy does, make it difficult, especially if you have a family. You're getting up early to trade because you're looking at a 6:30 a.m. start or a 6 a.m. start for crude oil, 6:30 for market open. But then you're out, and if you have a regular 8 to 5 job, you can go into the job having done your trading from the morning. You just have to get up early to do your trading. And if you're doing that, you should be trying to get to bed a little early. But I know that can be difficult with a family. Now, the only reason we have this many charts up in the room is for to have examples for training from, and also to cover some of the different markets that different people trade. Not everybody trades the same markets. So am I now. I'm actually in Central North Carolina. But this is where I grew up, so I'm comfortable here. Okay. Well, MNQ did some interesting things there. Went full stop out on the short. Okay, that was our stop out loss. Actually, the long stops and reverses at, I'd make that 554.25. 1 point stop and reverse. That's just a guess at what our stop and reverse adjust should be, given the size of that market. Might even be bigger than that. Getting to money management and stopping out at a break even. But actually, the stop and reverse would have been an loss exit and the third loss, so that would end the session. Exactly. Get started with one, just trying to trade one chart, get good at that, then start looking at adding other markets, but definitely try to stagger your start times. It definitely helps. But I wouldn't even getting at the point you're getting started, I would definitely go ahead and focus on one market to get started, because you will get pulled different directions when you get to multiple markets, and there will be times when you're trading both of them at the same time. And when you start getting ready to trade that second market, focus on market one and try to trade market two in sim and do your 25 in a row, just like you did for your first one. 25 trades in a row without a mistake. Doesn't matter win or lose. Execute your trade plan without a mistake. And then come back with a minimal position and do the same thing. That's part of Troy's getting started. And read that document and really go through it in a serious way, not just say yeah, but actually think about what it says and apply it to your life, your emotions, what you see on the charts. I believe it's a steps to success document. That's going to be on your owner site. Read it, think about it, and see where you are, where you want to go. Build your trade plan. Practice executing your trade plan in sim so that you can execute the trade plan. As I say, the goal is 25 trades in a row without mistakes. Win or lose doesn't matter, but mistakes matter. You want to execute the plan as you have it written, and have a written trade plan. All right, looks like we are pretty well done this morning. That finishes all of our markets. Absolutely. Repetition definitely helps. And as you work in the markets more and more, you begin to recognize things. The more you work with it, the more you begin to recognize patterns that happen in the market that when you're first getting started, you won't necessarily recognize. And that's just a matter of experience. I see a whole lot more things that are going on now than I did when I started trading in the net picks systems. Yeah, yes, it is like learning a new language. I started trading with net picks or trading in the net pick system in early 2015, so about 7.5 years ago. And there's a reason I keep showing up in the trade room on Troy's days too. I'm still learning from him. He's got he's got between 15 and 20 years actually doing trade room. So plus the fact that he actually designs he authors these systems. Several has authored at least half a dozen different trading systems. Or there's a lot to learn, but a lot of it you can learn as you do. But you do want to get at least some basics in place before you start trying to trade real money. And if you're learning this way, it's a whole lot easier to learn it this way the first time than it is to relearn after you've learned it somewhat other way. Breaking old habits is much harder than creating good habits to start with. All right, folks, it's coming up on 10:30 and all the charts are done. I'm happy to answer questions, but unless there are questions, it's time to call it a week. Reminder that next week, Monday is Columbus Day. So the room will be dark. Well, the room would have been dark Monday anyway, but Monday is a federal holiday, and it will be a short day in the futures markets. Futures markets will open normally at 5 p.m. Sunday evening, but there is a trade halt at noon on Monday. Noon or 1 p.m. You'll have to check the CME website for particulars. Just be aware of that, and of course, however you handle it, be consistent. You too, Miles. You have a good weekend. Everybody have good luck with your trading tomorrow. Have a good weekend, and we'll see everybody next week. Regular Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday sessions. Crude oil inventory report will be 11 a.m. on Thursday. 11 a.m., not 10:30. So see everybody next week. Everybody have a wonderful weekend.